People that have been listening, you know what, stay tuned because you know what, you have a phenomenal guest coming on. He is somebody that I have known for years on Facebook. You know, never met him in person, but you know what, he's running for President of the United States of America. Okay, and I think it's a right in, but I'm going to let him talk. His name is Mr. David Kaas. He probably get on me for not if I'm saying his name wrong. But okay, ready. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Can everybody hear him? I can hear him.
I can hear you, David. You gotta press 1. You can hear him. Okay. I cannot hear him. But might be the FBI, the CIA, or and you know the sky's running. You can hear him, but I can't hear him though.
Hey, Dave, try it again.
Yes.
Dave, try it again.
I just did. Did it work?
Yeah,
now
we got you on, Dave.
I can hear you run loud and clear. This is like I said. This is a friend. This is an associate. This is somebody I've known for years, and he got here to talk me in to come on Blog Talk Radio. I always tell David, all you got to do is say, man, I want to come on the radio. It's no problem. So you're listening over different social media platforms, and his name is David Kaas. He is running for President of the United States of America. Brother, thank you for joining the broadcast, Brother David, and tell us about yourself.
Well, Clifton, I'm from Iowa, right across the river,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm now living out in Los Angeles, California, just for a little bit longer. But, with the Democratic Party and the Republican Party being in shambles like it is, this is the right time, right now, to get up and tell the people what's really going on. What's really going on with the passing of Nemesis Nibiru star system, July to October 2021. They want to know about the flying saucers, all the craft buzzing around their heads and getting taken away and having implants put in them. They also want to know about the adrenochrome, which the high-paying doctors' patients are getting shot up in their bodies now. They want to know about all that stuff, and nobody's talking about it. So I'm here tonight to tell you a little bit about it, but I'm also here to put forth my platform, which was a little different than most candidates.
Okay.
But
my platform, you know what, but David, can I ask you something before I think we did get started on. You are running for President of the United States of America. Now, I have to ask you something, as a journalist, entertainer, whatever you want to call it. I want to ask you, is your name on any ballot in the United States of America where an individual can walk in and see your name there and then pull the lever or press the button to vote for you? Can you tell me?
No, I am on the only ticket that's open. It's an open ticket. That means that anybody can run on it that wants to, and it's called nationofchange.org. It's just this last 4 years ago, they just put their ballot in place, and so they've only been around for 4 years. But it's an online magazine, and it's they're up to date.
Okay. And You know what? And it's an online magazine. My question is that it is an online magazine. What is the circulation of the magazine? You might. I don't know if you have those figures in front of you right now.
No, I don't. I know Donna Luca was the acting chairperson or president and down in New Mexico, and his last election 4 years ago, and I sent her a few, communicated with her a little bit, and I've sent them a few of my blogs recently, but you know, they're pretty busy with their news headings and whatnot, and but it was interesting to me just to find that there is an open ticket in the country to run on. So that's what I'm running on, and I've got my own platform and got my own style.
Let's see about your platform. And first of all, who is David Kaas? Who are you?
Well,
and who are you, and what has motivated you to run for president of the United States?
I am a man from Iowa, as I told you, and I was raised in a Catholic church, and I've always been a God-fearing person. But over the years, I've taken some time and put in the hours to study religion, world religions, and whatnot. And I finally got to the point in time where I joined the Worldwide Church of God, and gave up all my Catholic ways. But nowadays, right at the moment, I have gotten this information that I'm here to share with you tonight from Joseph, my contact with the Galactic Federation of Planets. Kind of groundbreaking news because nobody supposedly...
Can you say that again? I think that I misunderstood you. Can you say that one more time?
Well, this is news that I have to share with you tonight from Joseph, my contact with the Galactic Federation.
Okay. But go ahead. We're listening.
Okay. What he tells me is July to October 2021, it will be the passing of the Nemesis Nibiru system. That's referred to as wormwood in the book of Revelation. And what they're planning to do is to align 144,000 of their craft for this 90-day period to create an electrical shield so the passing will not burn the planet's surface with the intense UVs off the sun. That's what we're experiencing at the moment with these, you go walking outside about 1 o'clock today, and you can't stay outside for more than 10 minutes. It's so intense. Those are the extra UVs that we're getting off the accompanying planets that are right now coming into our view. So that's what the chemtrails are up over our heads for all these years. That's what, you heard that. Oh, those are contrails. No, those are chemtrails that they put up there to purposely keep us shielded from these intense UVs that we're going to be getting right now. So that's part of our problem. And that's what nobody on the political level has been talking about. None of the candidates are referring to. Nobody's letting anybody know about this. That's all. So you're saying
the information about Area 53 and all of these reports that are that are classified about cover-ups, about UFOs and Roswell and Area 51. You're saying it is not a hoax. That is real.
Oh, yeah. In fact, Clifton, did you know that you've heard of those cattle mutilations, haven't you?
Yeah, I've heard of. Yes, I have. I believe in UFOs also.
For about 20, 30 years, they've been finding cattle out in the fields, with razor incisions in them, with organs taken out of their bodies. Well, what those were was as the remains, the Greys have been picking up cattle and removing body parts and examining them. And what they finally got to is the point where they can now take children aged 3 to 12 and they can remove their hormonal extract from their bodies and mix with chemicals to take orally as a stimulant for their race. That's where the pharmacies got the adrenochrome from.
Okay.
That they give it to their patients now. They want to feel young.
Now, what is adrenochrome for people that are chemists and they don't know what that is? What is that? I don't know what it is. What is that?
What's that?
Adrenochrome, the word you use. You say they take that, and what do they do with it?
Well, they take it orally in their mouths, swallow it, and it revitalizes their system. It's got in it children's hormonal extract.
Okay.
Taking the hormones out of children's bodies, out of their pineal glands, extract the hormonal substance until like 12 years old, and before their bodies start to use it. That's what the Grays and the Greens have figured out, how to take this out of our children's bodies, and now they've even got the pharmacies giving it to the doctors for their high-paying clients. That's really bad. That's going all the way down the ladder, you know. So anyway, knowing this, hearing this information from my contact Joseph over the last couple of years, it's just made me, you know, more and more determined to make a point right now at this time in history with this country and all these voters. If they don't want it, they don't have to have it. But they're going to be paying for it soon because with the rounding of Nemesis Nibiru system, we're going to have half a harvest this year, Clifton. All of our food and meat and everything that we eat every day is only going to come in half as much. And next year, we're not going to get any of it because the rounding happens next year. So if the prices are going to go through the ceiling this Christmas for food, we're not going to have food like we've ever had. We're going to be like Africa one of these days soon. So people are going to be tightening up. They've been tightening up for the last few months with this COVID-19, but they're going to really be tightening up when the money runs out. There's no money for rent. It gets cold in the wintertime. You know, it's going to be worse, not better. So, like I say, right now people are thinking, I just want to get back to work and get this silly mask off my face. But sooner than that, they're going to be thinking something completely different. Now,
you know what?
How's the accident in Chicago?
No, I mean Chicago has always been bad from criminal activity, politicians' games, and it's a bad city to live in. There's corruption in this city, and it continues to go on, and there are many people that are always killed over the weekend. So Chicago is not a good city to live in. And you know what? When you talk about these extraterrestrials, the beings, what do they think about you? Because you're saying they communicate with you. What do they think about the behavior? What do they think about the behavior of the Earth species as a whole?
They know that through reincarnation, many of their own type are here now. Okay. I'm here now. You're here now. There's something. A lot of us that can think and understand what's going on. There's also a large portion of us that are not aware yet and not in tune yet with exactly what's going on. But it's up to us to inform them, to get them on the boat with us, and to let them know how they're being taken advantage of. You know. All races are being taken advantage of. The whites, the blacks, the reds, the yellows, we're all getting screwed by this elite group of political activists and, you know, owners of everything. I think it's like 2%, 5% maybe total of the population owns everything. I mean, that's ridiculous. Anyway, the Federation knows this.
And let me add, when you talk about you know what I would like to ask is the Federation, as you say, if they ask you to run for president of the United States, and if you do become president of the United States, will you unite the Federation and Earth as one?
Well, the first step will be, Clifton, is to get us over the 2021 flip. If I can do that, then I can extend their invitation to everyone here, just like I'm here with you this evening. But it's up to the people. It's up to our populace to decide whether they want to join the Federation or not. If they do not, then they will not have to. But I think they will, because joining the Federation offers so much advancement in our medicine, in our food production, in everything we do. It'll make it so we won't have to work as hard. You won't have to work more than 20 hours a week. You'll be able to spend some time with your family, your friends, your church, whoever you want, but you won't be working yourself to death. Let's put it that way. Improvement will come overnight.
You know something I would like to ask you is running for President of the United States. I would like to get your opinion about this coronavirus. Was this man-made, or was is it natural? And if you become President of the United States, what would you do differently from Donald Trump about handling of this virus?
This virus, like all viruses, is an infectious disease. Now, when we met about 12, 13 years ago, right?
Yes.
And we met over my book, Farm Physics, A New Cure and More.
And where can they buy that book? People that are listening, where can they buy that book? Because I'm pretty sure you can still buy that book on Amazon. How can people buy that book to help to support your campaign?
You can only buy that book for $50, and I wouldn't recommend it because it's so expensive. There's only a few copies left. It's out of print right at the moment. But I do have videos on the YouTube which explain the contents of the book. And you what you do is you just enter youtube.com/David L. as in Lauren Kaas, Kaas, and it'll take you right to my YouTube page, and you can watch the videos, A New Cure for Cancer, and everything else. And these will explain to you a technique how you self-influence your fluid for just 13 seconds before you drink it. Now, if you do this, if you start to drink only self-spun fluid, you will become, in time, impervious to any virus, any infection, anything, because this is the correct way we're supposed to exist here, by drinking south-spun fluids rather than north-spun fluids. North-spun electron fluids is like the insects, bats, and cats. Humans spin 180 degrees to the south in our molecular makeup. So that's why this technique is so important. And Clifton, that's what I would do and recommend to the entire country and demonstrate on the television set for everyone how to do this. In a short while, they'd all be healthy and happy and singing to the heavens for having found out this cure. But besides just drinking south-spun fluid, you know what this does? It makes it so you can live for 10 times as long. You won't live for up to 100 years. You can live for up to 1,000 years if you're south-spinning your fluids.
It's like 5,000 youth then. Go ahead.
Wouldn't that make this planet a remarkable change if we were all drinking south-spun fluids? Nobody was getting sick anymore. Nobody needed to go to the doctor except for maybe breaking their bones. That'd be it. It'd be great. I mean, we'd be living.
Do you know people that have followed the recommendations and that have actually followed these recommendations and they lived to the 2000s?
Yes, I do. In fact, I'm glad you asked me that question. When I wrote the book, Farm Physics, I sent the very first copy to Oprah Winfrey. And I sent her a copy of my video, too, that I cut for it. And she started to do it, and she's still doing it. And that's why she looks like she's 40 and she's 67 now. I also sent my videos to Marie Osmond, who was about 230 pounds, and now she's back down to a gorgeous slim waistline. And both those women, though, they're endorsing Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but you know what? Mr. Davis, something like I said earlier. You know, when we was talking about the coronavirus, you feel that it is man-made. You do not feel that it is natural. And what is the reason that you think that the coronavirus is man-made? If it's man-made, by who?
I heard that they had been developing it in North Carolina, and Dr. Fauci was involved with it before taking it to China, to their laboratories, to further develop, test, or whatever, where it got out. I don't know whether it got out or was put out. And from there, it just quickly went around the world and shut down the entire planet, you know, business-wise. So just the effects and the promotion and news coverage is enough to make me think that it was all planned. But it was man-made.
And if it was, you're saying you think that it was planned, and you know what? You running for president, if you become president, will you bring individuals to task? If it was in fact man-made, will you bring them to task? There would be repercussions for their action. And if it was, you say it may be man-made, and what was the purpose of it if it was man-made?
Well, the purpose is to shut down the planet for the work, get everybody starving, and then when Beru Nemesis comes around in 1 year, it's going to clean off. It's going to kill off 90% of our populace. That means 10% are going to be left, and they're going to herd the 10% into the FEMA camps that are in every state on railroad tracks, and then the Greys are going to use us like cattle to keep producing children for them to drain their pituitary glands of hormonal extract. That's what the Greys' plans are. That's why they're trying to kill us all off with the 5G, the GMOs, that's why they're killing off our honeybees. You know, the cell towers are using the same frequencies the honeybees use to go and come from their hives. So the honeybees you'll see sitting on the curb or sitting on outside your house or wherever, they lost their homing signal. They can't get back to their hive. They don't know where they're at now. They're going to die right there.
So the individuals that did create this, you as president of the United States, you would bring them to task where they would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Am I misunderstanding?
Oh, yes. In fact, I will reinstate the death penalty, and it will be used first upon these crooked politicians like Hillary Clinton, like Bill Clinton, like Barack Obama, and these other culprits, you know, that we've seen on the news for the last 3 years. You'll see this on television, the execution of them if I get to be president. Because heads are going to roll. Heads are going to roll, Clifton. And everybody knows which heads are going to roll first.
The heads are going to roll. And you know what else? Now, you know what is you... Man. Now, you know, as you running for president, and you said some things about your platform. What do you think about what has went on in Portland with federal agents being called in to take care of protesters and them getting violent with the protesters in Portland? Do you think that was just or unjust?
I think it was a strategic move by our president, just to show the public, the populace, exactly what's happening there by going in with force and then pulling them out when they're met with resistance. Now, he's done this with several different areas, cities, so to speak. Los Angeles, that I live in here, is one. We got huge problems out here because we got a huge population in Los Angeles, and if it is the homeless problem, it's going to be the rioters, and if it's not the rioters, it's going to be something else, the earthquakes or the fires or whatever, So there's so many problems out here. It's almost like confusing to any person that really opens their newspaper every day, or turns on the internet to listen, because you got so many problems. Heck, that wall they were building out here just to save everybody, that was a big problem. Just get it up,
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say that our IMF, that's the International Monetary Fund, that's printed money by a company that bought out our Fort Knox in the 1950s. They have been loaning us money ever since, and we got up to, 25 or $27 trillion we owe them now? If I'm elected president, Clifton, I will declare a Jubilee year. That is reminiscent of ancient Israel, where the king would declare a Jubilee year when the money changers and the bankers got all the money, all the cash from all the people, and they're all broke and still working hard for, just to pay off their debts. The king would declare a Jubilee year, canceling out all debts.
That sounds like something that happened in Greece. That sounds like something that happened in Greece too. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, they're canceling out this $25 trillion. It would open up so much more money availability for everybody to live on. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be paying that money. Plus, I would also forgive all student debt. That's all. If you got a student loan and you owe money from like 30 years ago, you still owe a debt that's increased to like $40,000. There's no way you're going to pay that off. It'll all be cleared. So this will give our economy a boost, the boost that it needs to get back on its feet and to recover. You remember when the apple used to cost a dime?
I remember. Inflation.
Now you can't get an apple for under $1 at the store. It's like, what's going on? They're still picking them off the trees, but it's just that the money value has depreciated to the degree that it costs $1 for an apple nowadays, where it used to cost a dime. So we want the apples to cost a dime or maybe even a nickel again. So that's what we got to do. And most people don't understand that. Most people don't even know these facts and figures yet. But you do. I do. That's what we're going to do.
And talking to you running for president, something I'd like to ask you is, where is your campaign office located at, and how can volunteers help you in your endeavor to become president of the United States? Volunteer. Where can they send donations? Where can they volunteer? How do they get in contact with you? Because that's very important for them to be able to get in contact with you.
Well, the best way to contact me is to go to my YouTube page, like I said, David Kaas, or you can enter that line of David L. Kaas with youtube.com/proceeding it. And you can communicate with me there. I've been on a WCET FM radio recently. That's a late night in the Midlands. And I'm going to be doing, hopefully, Revolution Radio here in another week with Nighthawk and Ahmad Painter there. So I'm doing a lot of internet, and I may be making some personal stops, but I'm not sure about that. But I just heard today that the Democratic Party is going to be doing a virtual campaign this year with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, so they're going to be doing it on the internet. So I'm going to be right up there with them, projecting and promoting myself and proposing my big changes which are coming about. But until I make a hookup here with a few people, I'm going to be doing from Los Angeles primarily.
Mhm. Mhm. And you know what? How do people volunteer? I mean, do you have like a certain? You're saying YouTube, but do you have a certain email address and telephone number that people can get in contact with you? Like if they want to speak to you personally, like if they want to do a radio show with you, do you have a telephone number or email address where people can get in contact with you through those different sources?
My email address is Kaas, Kaas, David, David, 4 at gmail.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me, because nowadays your phone rings all day long, and it's those recorded insurance calls or crematorium calls or whatever. So anybody calling me on the phone, I'm not going to probably answer it, but they can get in touch with me if they're serious through CaasDavid4 at Gmail. But I'm promoting, for any donations, nationofchange.org. That's the ticket I'm running on, and that's the site that I've got listed on my videos promoting my presidential campaign. But I would, for a vice presidential candidate, there's only one man and one man only that I would accept for a vice presidential candidate at this time in history, and that would be James George Janos. You know who that is?
Tell us about him.
James George Janos was born in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, and he is the man who goes by the name now Jesse Ventura. He's been
definitely. He used to be the governor of Minnesota.
Yes, sir. And I sent him my book about 14 years ago. And I found out later that his wife was suffering from cancer. She was at stage 4 cancer when he received my book, and she's still alive to this very day. So I'm going to ask him to come on board as my vice president, and have to wait and see what he says. I'm pretty sure he's going to accept, though.
Yes. You being out of California. I keep on saying California. If I'm wrong, correct me. You being out of California, have you been in contact? You do have any endorsements? Like, have you talking to Nancy Pelosi, the court governor? Have you gotten any major endorsements?
No, I have not gotten anybody to call me yet. However, I've sent my blog to Howard Stern, Judge Gene Piero, Tucker Carlson, Hannity. I'm pretty sure they all know exactly what you know, that I'm running and I am a candidate. I don't know whether their stations are going to allow them to introduce me or have me on, but my blogs are all available to them on the YouTube. So, like I say, anybody that wants to could put it on television if they wanted to, the television set. All I need is the financing to do so with. But we still got about 60 days, don't we?
Yeah. I think it's, you know what, I do not know exactly how many days it is. I will have to Google that up, but I don't know exactly how many days. But Nancy Pelosi has not reached out to you, not yet. Are your people in contact with her?
No, I'm not even talking to her. In fact, my platform will be to abolish all pagan holidays, including birthdays, and then to reinstate the 7 Mosaic feast days from the Old Testament of the Bible. And those are different. Those are different from the Jewish days. So don't think that that's the same as the Jews do, because they don't. They follow the Gregorian calendar for their weekly Sabbath, which is not the Sabbath. It's just the Gregorian Saturday. So, but the original feast days are the Passover on the 14th of Abib, the new moon night, and then followed by the 7 days of unleavened bread. Then Pentecost, the Feast of Trumpets, Day of Atonement, then 7 days for the harvest time, and then the last great day. Those 7 feast days, which are pretty plain and simple in the Old Testament, but may need a little updating nowadays for people to understand. But I've taken time, I've studied them, and I find them very intellectually satisfying. And believe it or not, that's what the real Creator wants from all of us now. He wants us all to abide by His feast days, or else He's not going to allow us to live the high life like we've lived here for 200 years.
Yes. Now, let me say something to the listening audience, man. You know, when we get no calls, that means that the people are listening intensely to what you're saying. So
you have Dan. You have Dan here. You have Dan here already, and
go ahead. Dan, I might have a question for him, please. Hello,
Dan.
Go right ahead.
So, Dan and Ix, would you have a question for him? Ix?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. One, are you familiar with Ross Perot?
Yes, I am.
Ross Perot, they say, killed his campaign when he was close to winning because he said the same thing that you said about UFOs. Do you think that'll take a lot of credibility from you? And to follow, I want you to think about it. Follow what I'm going to say behind that. The Nation of Islam, Minister Louis Farrakhan, teaches about the mothership and different wheels within wheels. Are you familiar with that? And then I have a follow-up question after that.
I'm not familiar with Louis Farrakhan's specific teachings. No, I'm not. What's your other question?
About Ross Perot. When he said that he believed in UFOs and aliens, everybody tried to make him out to be crazy, which a lot of people do believe in it. And it killed off what he was trying to do as a third party.
Oh, okay. Well, Ross Perot, he was correct, but the timing wasn't correct for him to run and win. Everything has to do with the time of events that happen. We've even seen good candidates run for the presidency and lose, like Al Gore, and we've seen other events as well. But everything is staged and planned for all of us here, even though we think it's all within our own power and we decide. We only have a small choice. The Creator chooses for us after we choose for Him.
You know what? I'm gonna do my follow-up question, then I'm gonna throw it back to the host. But my follow-up question, you were talking about the grays.
Correct.
A lot of circles that I study on it talks about the grays. They talk about the Middle Earth, and they talk about the reptilians that's already here, and shift-shaping into different politicians. So these are really aliens. I'm not asking if you believe in it or do you know anything about it, but can you enlighten me on anything that you probably third party heard?
Yes. The shape-shifting is being done by the Archon demons that are all on this planet, have been brought here from outer space areas they were at by the CERN-Hadron Collider. They're all on this planet at the moment. They're causing the videos that you see on the YouTube of chairs flying, boxes going across the room, even people reporting spooks in houses. This is all Archon demons, masquerading. Now, these Archon demons are all getting thrown into the famous Lake of Fire on November 20, 2020, this year. All of them are. Lucifer gets caged for 1,000 years on that day. So that's what's going on here. That's why all this nutty, crazy, unbelievable stuff is happening. But at the same time, we have the gray greens at the deep underground military base near Dulce, New Mexico, and they have been causing trouble here for the last 100 years. They were involved in supplying the Germans with the submarine and the rocket technology. They gave us the sonar technology, which won the war. They got the flying triangles now and the laser cannons, and we even got the computers in the 60s from them. But they've just been feeding us these little bits and pieces of, data information for our development. But they are the ones that are running the planet, and they're doing it by means of the Archon demons that are still here with us. But like I say, remember, November 20, 2020, they're all out of here.
Last question, and Cliff. Last question. Okay. Are you afraid? Are you afraid the CIA is going to kidnap you, or they have a thing now? They have a rubber gun. They can shoot you and make it look like you had a heart attack or an accident, or all of a sudden a plane just following you. Do you have any kind of fear like that with the information you know?
Actually, no, I don't, because in my lifetime so far, I'm 64 years old. I had a kidney removed, spent 3 weeks in a coma state from a brain aneurysm, been married twice, divorced twice. I've been through the whole mill, and at 64 here, I really don't care what the heck happens to me as far as my life goes. I'm here to bring this message to the people and make them an offer that really they shouldn't refuse, because it's all for their own good. It's for everyone's own good. And if I get elected, I'm proposing to erect a hempcrete pyramid on the Mississippi River and take the Ark, which is now sitting in Axum, Ethiopia, and put it inside this rebuilt pyramid to supply free electricity for the entire planet again. Now, CIA can do whatever they want. Anybody can do whatever they want, but I'm not worried at all about getting knocked off, because the Creator has what's known as guardian angels surrounding me all the time, and that's the way it is. Besides that, I've got I'm affiliated with the Galactic Federation of Planets above our heads, and they're keeping an eye out for me too. So I've got a few tricks up my sleeve, so to speak.
It's great. It's great. Well, I want to remind, I want to remind people that, what this broadcast will be heard for about 5 days, because I'm going to play this every day. It is important to get out the message about what presidential candidate David Kaas intends to do for the constituents to vote for him. But I got to put out a little disclaimer myself. Now, I would like for y'all to go to my YouTube page, that youtube.com/Bradley C79. And if you want to come on the radio, or you want a television show made, go to Shaymar Media Productions, and telephone number to that is 1-312-884-9757. And let me get on back to business to David here. I had to put in my little disclaimer, put in my little advertisement, man.
Of course, of course.
and like I said, David, Mr. Kaas, David is a wonderful person, and you know what? Great ideas, and you know what? That's something you ought to consider. And what differentiates you, Mr. David, from Donald Trump and Joe Biden? Why people should vote for you opposed to them? I would like to know. Me and the listening audience would like to go ahead. We'd like to know that.
I've gotten some information, Donald Trump recently, and now you remember 9/11 when our Pentagon got hit by that missile in the side of the building? That was the day the Twin Towers fell. Remember that? Well, the generals at the Pentagon sat up in their seat and they said, "Who the heck is firing a missile at our Pentagon from within our country here?" Well, after that, they started to look for their man. a man that they could run for president, because they understood that something was happening here that was no good in the Democratic Party. It was a takeover, a socialistic takeover by outside people like George Soros. And so when Donald Trump was just a New York businessman, with golf courses and hotels and all the high living and whatnot. He'd gotten his money, I guess, from his father, and I'm not sure, but the article said that he lost it all and he got it all back. Anyway, he got caught embezzling funds from his own company, and he was caught. He was going to go to prison, but the generals at the Pentagon made him an offer. They said, "Donald, you want to be president?" And Donald said, "Yes, I will be." Well, the night of the election, the Diebold machines all over the country all said Hillary won the election. You remember there were like 50 or 60 reporters and congressmen all said, "Oh, Hillary got it hands down. She's a shoo-in." But Donald Trump and Melania were in Florida that night, and they had a jet fueled and a pilot hired to take them to Key Largo because they figured they lost the election. They figured the Diebold machine is going to, lie. Well, the generals altered the Electoral College ballot. So Donald won. And that's how Donald Trump won this election. Because otherwise, like I said, the Diebold machine was going to lie. And people don't even know what the vote wins. But anyway, that's what actually happened. And Donald Trump has been sitting in that hot seat ever since, and he don't really want to be there. He's a businessman, and he's a three-ring circus runner, but he don't want to be president.
But David, excuse me, as a good reporter, I got to go back to the question: what differentiates you from Donald Trump and Joe Biden? What is the difference? Why should people choose you over Donald Trump and Joe Biden? What's the reason?
Well, one reason is I want to declare solvency from the IMF. I want to erect a pyramid to generate free electricity. I want to reinstate the death penalty and make it count. And by doing just those three things, life will improve dramatically for all of us. But as well, I also will encourage the people to accept the invitation to join the Federation. Now, if they do, and we become another planet in the Federation of Planets, this orbiting sphere will become vacation spot in the universe. All the planets want to come here and taste the food, enjoy the dancing, the entertainment, everything that this planet can provide. Is just all it means is harvesting, serving, and thanking our guests. Wouldn't that be a wonderful existence? Just the planet Earth.
Sound like the New Beatles. Imagine all the people. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I mean, all the people all together having a great time. It's meant to be from the start. Clifton, that's what this planet used to be a long, long time ago, before the Younger Dryas era. That's the meteorite storm came about 14,000 years ago. It wiped out everything. It made us all have to start over. But that's those ancient ruins in Yucatan and the Pyramid of Giza in India, all those ancient stone, beautifully carved monuments and whatnot. That's from the previous civilization that was here. That's what we're here to do again. That's what we're here to bring back.
And David, I commend you what you're doing. You are a wonderful guy, and you know what? I want to tell you this personally. Like, if you want to come back to the Underground Railroad radio show, a television show, you ain't got to beat around the bush. All you got to do is just ask. You know what? I'll make some room for you. Maybe you make some room with me on your platform. Maybe you make some room. But you know what? All you got to do is ask me. You know what? Anything that I can do to help you to disseminate information.
Well,
just
Clifton, you are facilitating me at this moment in time. You are my biggest supporter.
No, so
yeah.
like I said, we're running short because you know what when we get down in like 5 minutes, I always close out in prayer. But you know what? But I want to ask people, since we're running low on time, please give people your general information so they can get in contact with you, so you can do interviews on all these blog talking radio shows and television shows I'm going to give you the most exposure that I can with my little platform. So please use this. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Clifton. Yeah, if anyone wants to get in touch with me, they can reach me at Kaas, Kaas as in Sam, David 4 at gmail.com. But I ask everyone listening tonight to just enter on their computer www.youtube.com/David L. Kaas, and you go right to my page, and I have there 15 different videos. Some of them concern the new molecular south spin fluid concept. Some of them, 5 of them in fact, are political advertisements from myself, and I also have a few music videos on there that I've recorded as well. So I can take a look at those and go there and see a lot of the information that we talked about here tonight. But Clifton, I want to thank you again, sir, for all of your help, and we're off to a good start, I think.
You know, it's like, and you're welcome. You know, like me and you and I, you know what? But me and David, you know what? We developed a relationship over Facebook. We've never met each other person to person. You know, but you know what? But you know how you get a genuine good intuition. You know, there's some people that you want to associate with and be bothered with, and there's some people that you do not want to be associated with. And you know what? And he is part of the Underground Railroad TV show. He's in that community that I do a YouTube show, and I do a radio show. And it was just a pleasure to have him on to disseminate this wonderful information. And I am imploring the people, you know what, to get in contact with David Kaas, to get in contact with him. Email, okay? Have him on your television show. Have him on your radio show. Write a news article about him.
Yeah.
I am
on the YouTube. Just post
and write a blog, and write a blog about it. Write a blog about it. I mean, if you love writing blogs, write this. And we are encouraging you to share this broadcast, because what we're going to do is, see, David, you started something. This is going to play 5 times every day. You know what? Because I want as many people to know about you as I possibly can with my little platform.
Thank you, Clifton. Thank you, sir. But also, I like to tell the audience that they go to Facebook, just type in David Kaas, Kaas, and transmit, and you'll see my little circle there with my face in it and some background stuff. And click on there, and they can view all my video blogs from the YouTube I place on my Facebook page. So. We're spreading it around. We're getting around the town, Clifton.
Okay. And you know what? Tell everybody, the Underground Railroad radio show usually comes on Saturday from 5 to 7 Central Time, p.m. every Saturday. You know, but this is a special edition because we had to get David Kaas on here. And you know what? And thank you, David. And you know what? I'm going to close out in prayer, but I asked you have a certain message. His show comes on Monday. This is his show this time. You got a message?
No, I enjoyed you, brother. I'm going to try to reach out to you one day if you want to come on my show on Monday. I know you're a very busy person, but I like the sci-fi of you. And I hope one day me and you can talk on the sci-fi level, because we're all not from this planet, and we all been here before. And if you can really hit your vibration when you was here, you have a third eye. And I like who you are. I don't know how many times you've been here. So I look forward to talking to you again one day.
Thank you, sir. I would be happy to be on your show anytime. Anytime at all.
Yeah, okay. And let me close out in prayer. And, you know what, let's just do our prayer. Okay. Ozu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. As-sirata mustaqim. Salatu alladhina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Allah, thank you for everything, and thank you for the blessings, and thank you for us connecting, all of us, and those that chose not to call, you know what, but they listen. Thank God for them, and God bless everybody. And with the little minutes I got left, I will say that this broadcast, I will play this broadcast for 5 days. And I'm going to send Mr. Kaas, I'm going to send David Kaas, who's running for president, I'm going to send him a link of the broadcast, and perhaps he'll share it. And if you want a TV show or radio show made, give us a telephone call at Shamar Media Productions. The number is 1-312-881-9757. I go to our website, it's Shamar Media Productions. Shamar is SHAYMAR Media, MEDIA Productions.com. And we can make a television show or radio show for you. And you know what, David? We got 4 minutes. I'm going to give you the last 4 minutes. And he'll close us on out. Go ahead, David, and get that information out there. Go ahead.
Thank you, Clifton. Clifton, like you say, we've known each other 13 years here or longer, and our relationship has developed naturally. We just are good friends, and we just talk all the time on the internet or on the phone, and every time I see your face on my screen, you always got a smile, and I get the good energy from you too. That's why we're together here. That's why we're talking.
Well,
tonight,
let's get this great information about your presidential run. Come on, man. You got 4 more minutes.
Well, this is it for all the people here in the country. This is the time, and this is the place, and this is the circumstances. The COVID-19 has happened, but it's just here. The planet's coming around. They're coming around July to October 2021. That's the big Passover. The original Passover. We just celebrate the yearly Passover as a kind of a commemoration of the big Passover. But this is the big one, and it's going to come, and 144,000 ships are here to create that electrical shield so they'll survive, but we got to get together. We got to get together and make it work. That means produce food and survive. But we can do it. We can do it, and the Lord has given us His blessing if we will all just give up those silly pagan holidays. That's anything that God doesn't say in the Old Testament. And it works so good. It works so easy. Life will be beautiful once again here. But it's for the survivors. Now, the one last thing I want to say is before we go is there's 5 states that aren't going to make it.
Okay.
The 5 states are California, Oregon, Washington State. They're going to get washed away. Florida and Hawaii are going to get washed away too. This is on July to October 2021. So those 5 states are going to be gone. So this is something that everybody needs to understand. We need to organize and get the people out of those areas, and now's the time to do it. So,
and this is a call. You're welcome. This is a call to action. I got 2 more minutes, and I'm going to use this to talk about Mr. David Kaas. Get in contact with him. Have him on your blog talk radio show. Write a blog about him. Email. Okay, because you know what? This is a person that you need to know. You know what? Have him on your blog talk. Whatever social media platform that you have, get in contact with David Kaas, because he is a man of the times, and he has something to say. Okay. So, David, I want to thank you, brother. And you know what? Guys, we'll do this again. And Brother IX, my engineer, I want to thank him and tune into his show. So I give everybody the greeting words of Assalamu Alaikum, and God bless everybody. And then you will hear this broadcast for 5 days, and I'm going to send him a link once I finalize it. Thank you very much. Thank you, David. Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you, Clifton.
All right, welcome to
Care.